Most men think they're having good conversations with women. They're not. They're exchanging information, not connection. They're talking at her, not into her world. And then they wonder why the energy stays flat, why the conversation doesn't deepen, why she doesn't open up, why they don't stand out. Listen closely. A woman doesn't remember the man who talked the most. She remembers the man who made her feel understood without being interrogated, and seen without being studied. That's a skill. And today, I'm going to show you how it's done. Because in the Get Closer to Her series, we don't chase attention. We build connection that actually lasts. And I'm going to give you 7 questions that change the entire direction of a conversation. Not gimmicks, not pickup lines. Questions that create depth, emotional presence, and real engagement. Let's begin. Question 1. What's something you've been thinking about a lot lately? Most men start conversations with surface-level noise. What do? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? That's entry-level thinking. This question does something different. It opens the mental space she's already living in. Because everybody has something running in the background of their mind. Stress, goals, memories, decisions, unspoken thoughts. When you ask this, you're not pulling information out of her. You're stepping into her inner world. Example. Her. Honestly, I've been thinking about switching careers, but I'm not sure. Now you're not just talking anymore. You're participating in her life narrative. Wise OG insight. Most men rush to impress. The man who slows down and listens becomes unforgettable. Question 2. What's something you've experienced that changed the way you see people? This question separates casual conversation from emotional depth. Because now you're not talking about what she does. You're talking about how life has shaped her perception. And everyone has a story like that. A betrayal, a friendship shift, a family lesson, a moment of clarity. Example. Her. I used to trust people too quickly until I learned not everyone has good intentions. Now the conversation has weight, not drama, depth. Wise OG insight. People don't bond over facts. They bond over meaning, and meaning comes from experience. Question 3. When do you feel most like yourself? Most people are performing in daily life, at work, on social media, in public. This question cuts through performance and goes straight to identity. You're asking, where does the mask come off? Example. Her. Honestly, when I'm alone with music on, or when I'm with people I trust. That's real. That's where connection begins. Wise OG insight. If you don't know who someone is without their performance, you don't really know them at all. Question 4. What's something you wish more people understood about you? This question is powerful because it gives her permission to be misunderstood out loud. Most people carry unspoken frustration. I feel like nobody gets this about me. Now you're giving her space to correct that. Example. Her. I'm not as confident as I seem. I just learned how to act like it. That's vulnerability. That's trust being built in real time. Wise OG insight. Attention is easy to get, but understanding, that's rare. And whoever offers that becomes memorable. Question 5. What kind of moments make you lose track of time? This question shifts the energy from analysis to emotion and passion. You're now exploring how she moves, what she naturally gravitates to. Example. Her. I lose track of time when I'm dancing or writing poetry. I forget everything. Now you found joy. Now you found purpose signals. Wise OG insight. If you want to understand someone deeply, don't study what they say they like. Study what absorbs them. Question 6. What's a lesson you learned the hard way? This is where depth really forms, because easy lessons don't shape people. Hard lessons do. This question opens maturity, reflection, and emotional intelligence. Example: her. I learned not to ignore red flags just because I liked someone. Now you're no longer in small talk territory. You're in wisdom territory. Wise OG insight. Pain doesn't just break people, it also refines them. And how someone interprets their pain tells you everything. Question 7. What kind of life are you trying to build for yourself right now? This is the final question, and it shifts everything from past and present to direction. Most conversations never reach this level, but this is where real alignment is revealed. Example: her. I want a peaceful life, stable, creative, no chaos. Now you understand trajectory. Now you understand values. Wise OG insight. Connection without direction is just chemistry, but connection with direction becomes compatibility. Now listen closely. These questions are not tricks. They are not strategies to manipulate conversation. They are tools for presence. Because most men don't lose women because they're unattractive. They lose them because they never create depth. They stay in surface mode and wonder why nothing progresses. But here's the truth. Depth is what creates separation. Not money, not looks, not volume of talking. Depth. And let me be clear. You don't ask all 7 questions in one sitting. That's not connection. That's interrogation. You use them naturally, one at a time, in real conversation. You listen, you respond, you build. And something important will happen when you start doing this. People will begin to open up faster than they normally would. Not because you forced it, but because you created space for it. That's the difference. Some of you watching this will say, that feels like too much work. And that tells me everything I need to know. Because connection has never been effortless. Only shallow interaction is effortless. And shallow interaction produces shallow results. Tonight, or the next time you speak to someone you're interested in, don't try to impress them. Don't try to perform. Don't try to dominate the conversation. Ask one of these questions, then stop talking and listen. Really listen and watch what changes, not just in her response, but in the entire energy between you. Because here's the truth the wise OG wants you to sit with. The quality of your relationships is determined by the quality of your questions, not your confidence, not your lines, your questions. And once you understand that, you stop chasing connection and you start creating it. If this added value to your thinking, you already know what to do. But more importantly, tell me this. Which question would you actually use first and why? I'm listening.